a cock 45, and if needed, I would like to be able to respond anywhere on the globe. I'm gonna pull out my Nighthawk and respond right here. Yeah. Yes, my global response pistol made by Nighthawk. Wasn't that hilarious? If you want to talk about it, come here and take a look. If you want to see this pistol, it's a Nighthawk. We have done the, Wilson Combats, the Les Baer, Ed Brown. We've done a lot of nice 1911s, custom 1911s. We have never shown you a Nighthawk. Never have. Gosh, terrible of us, isn't it? And they are one of the premier custom 1911 makers, if you didn't know that. Okay, how did I get one? Why do I have one? Well, I've talked about this in a Sunday shoot around, I think, but John got me a Webley, an old Webley, almost 2 years ago, and we had a lot of trouble with it, the old gun, and finally got it sort of fixed and messed around with just pretty much bailed on it finally, okay, after a year and a half, and I traded it for a different Christmas present, okay. The Webley was his original Christmas present, but guess what his Christmas present is now? It's this Nighthawk. I traded for a Nighthawk, and we cut our losses, although there weren't really any losses, okay? So this is a Christmas present, as it turns out, from John, 2018, right? Okay, so that's how I ended up with one, and I just never have had one and thought I might need one, okay? I know their history. They are a wonderful outfit. Their mantra is one gun, one gunsmith, or maybe it's one gunsmith, one gun. The same gunsmith puts together each gun. There's no assembly line or anything, okay? So they're expert, of course, craftsmen, artists, whatever, and you know, they just take the parts that are all oversized and everything, and they build it basically, and then they shoot it. And they test fire it, and then they stamp under the thing. I looked under the grip, the G10 grips there, and what was it? TC, I think. I forgot his initials. I didn't know him anyway, but or TO, TH. But made by one person, okay? Oh, TA, that's right, because I was joking about it being Tim Arnold or something. That's right, TA. Made this gun, okay? So Tim, no, I don't know your name, but TA, if you're watching, you're probably hoping it won't malfunction, right? So it hasn't yet, and it fired it a fair amount. So just had it for, 2 or 3 weeks, and I like it so far. So yeah, let's shoot it, okay? Yeah, we're gonna shoot. I'm gonna use the Nighthawk mags first. They included a kind of a coupon thing with it. I didn't even notice it until last week. And you could order 5 mags for, I don't know, about 110 bucks, or I forgot what, but it was a bargain. You know, you get high quality magazines, get 5 of them. So we'll shoot those, and they had better work, right? Smoke some more pot, and then put out the smoke. Yeehaw! I'll tell you, it feels good. I've got a couple of mags in my pocket, but not the Nighthawk mags. I'll put those in my pocket though. Oh boy, let's hit the gong. Let's celebrate a fine pistol. More pressure. I don't want to miss it because it's such a highly accurate pistol, right? All right, so I don't want to make the pistol look bad because it's very accurate. It's a nice one, no doubt about it. And I've been sporting it. A fellow wrote me, this is Desert Leather out of Phoenix, Arizona. Pretty nice cross-draw holster, huh? So he wanted to know if he could make a holster for me. I appreciate it. And I said, yeah, got a new 1911, needs a pretty leather holster, right? And I like cross draw lots of times, so that's what I've got. Yeah, these are custom guns. They're not cheap. And this, the Global Response pistol, is kind of their basic model. It's their basic, if you can believe that. Whoa, I wounded him with shrapnel. I guess I didn't tell you it's 45 caliber. That should have told you. Yes, it knocks those arms around pretty easily. We're still shooting Nighthawk magazines. Yep. We only put one on the paper. Yeah, that's good enough. How about that? Boom. Good old 45 ACP. Fun to shoot, especially in a 1911. Fun to shoot in anything. But yeah, so many of you are familiar with Nighthawk. You know more about the gun than I do. You got the skeletonized trigger, got the undercut up here, high cut. Got 5 lines per inch on checkering, front and back. It's basically all the good stuff. Yeah, there's no MIM parts in these guns, and they're hand fitted, of course. And you know, they're just well made. The best grips, really nice grips. Tritium sights. These are Heine rear sights. I forget the name of the specific model. So you got night sights on it. You know, nice hammer, a great trigger. High beaver tail. And they make about all the parts for them, if not all of the parts. And it's a little tight. I'm not going to take it apart today for you. It you know, it takes a little. I don't struggle too much, but it's getting loosened up to the point now where it's a little easier. But I'm not going to mess with it right now. Yeah, you know it's made well. I'm not a spokesperson for Nighthawk. It's just when you get one of these 1911s from one of the custom companies. And I could name a bunch of them. I'm not familiar with the Jesse James, and there's a bunch of them. The 4 that are custom that I always think about, of course, Les Bear, Ed Brown, this Nighthawk, and who am I leaving out? Wilson Combat, you know, that are maybe some of the most popular and most commonly purchased custom 1911s. They're just they put a lot of work, they put a lot of handwork in them, and there's not really corners cut, that kind of thing. And so, you know, they're just really well made. Is it needed? Not necessarily. You know, you've seen our video, what, $500 1911 versus $3,000 1911 or whatever. The $500 1911 does just fine. Did in that video. And I fired a lot of $400, $500, $700 1911s, and they do just fine. And we talked about a lot of that in that video, what you get. And of course you get an excellent trigger on a firearm like this. And people will point out, I've seen comments on that video, there's things that are just kind of intangible. You don't need a Corvette. You don't need a $60,000 pickup truck. You don't, a lot of things we have we don't need. There is the pride of ownership. Some people just like the idea of having one of their favorite designs may be made out of all, you know, real steel and forged and no MIM parts, all that sort of thing. They're not going to war, but you know, it's just one of those things that that some people are willing to pay for if they can afford it. Okay, so anyway, nice pistol. And I tell you what, that slide, it's like it's rolling on ball bearings. It's just so smooth, even when it's dirty. So smooth. Sweet. So let's shoot some more. I guess I emptied the Nighthawk mags. So if we have malfunction, we'll blame it on the mags now. Huh? We even have an Ed Brown mag. I think that's an Ed Brown, the 8-pack. Yeah. So if we have a malfunction with that in it, we'll blame it on Ed Brown. How's that? All right. So the Wilson Combat mags, I tend to buy those. The 47D as in dog, the 8-round mags. They're well known as good mags, but the Nighthawks are too, I'm sure. Let's see. Let's go there and knock something over. Since we're shooting 45s, you still might not knock them all over. Yeah, you have to hit them too. All right, calm down. Let me put a fresh mag in. Now, calm down. Take a deep breath. Think about something soothing. And then put a bullet on that ram. I think I'm just holding too low. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You didn't see it, but I shot that one with a suppressor, silencer on my firearm. Let's try that pig in the middle. I'll hold up a little more than I've been holding. There we go. Okay. Now I know where to hold. Let's shoot something else. Let's shoot the gong. Ring, ring, ring. I'm going to shoot a turkey down there below, one of the lower ones. Oh. There we go. He was hard to kill, wasn't he? I think there was a movie called that. Yeah, 45. This is a nice one. It's got the old standard magazine, or the guide rod and spring. Imagine that in a pistol like this. They just used a standard recoil spring and guide rod. You know, GI type. You know, amazing, huh? And still expects it to work. No full-length guide rod. That's always appealing to me. And well, you can pretty well see it's just a nicely finished pistol, and it is, again, it's the global response pistol is in one of their basic models, you know. But you know, a basic model Nighthawk is kind of like talking about a basic model, a Mercedes or something, you know, low-end Mercedes. So you know, they're real proud of their work, and they do a good job. They do have an incredible reputation. You know, all these custom 1911 makers that I have been naming and I talk about, that you hear about, they have a pretty good reputation. You know, if you don't have a good reputation and you're a custom gun builder, you're not going to be in business long because they're expensive. Nighthawk, you know, if you had people rank them, I don't know, I haven't been around the 1911 forums for a while, but I'm sure there's threads on that, probably galore. People ask, what's the best custom 1911 to buy or whatever. I would say Nighthawk is probably one of those up there in the top, 1 or 2 or 3. And of the 4 I've mentioned, they might be ranked number 1, you know, quite often. You know, I don't know. There's some other really high-level makers, but you know, they are highly respected. I don't know if I've ever seen anybody badmouth Nighthawk. Not only do you have all the same qualities you have with the other custom makers, as far as I know, but that one gun, one gunsmith thing is really appealing to a lot of people. Okay, you have somebody to blame it on. Like this gun turned out to be a lemon or an orange or a watermelon. No, if it turned out to be a lemon, you know, I sent it back. Guess who it's going to? I would assume to whoever TA is. Right? Okay, I'm assuming that was correct. That's the only thing I found on either side, and I read that it's under the you know, the grip. So I found it, and we appreciate his work, whatever his name is. If it's Ted, Terry, whatever. Oh boy, when you have a great trigger, it just makes it easier to hit your target. I don't know if you've ever noticed that. I didn't bring my mag pouch out today for some reason. Yeah, those plates are fun. He's got a good trigger. They really are. I might go from the holster, okay? Let's pretend we're in combat. I got some different mags. These Wilson Combat. I guess that's a real mix, huh? And then these are Brownells, I think. Yeah, I get good service out of the 1911 mags from Brownells and Wilson Combat. I guess most people do. Okay, we're going to holster. All right. I'm in the desert. Got a mag here if I need it. What should I shoot? How about the cowboy? This would be a good competition gun. It's hard to miss. Hard to miss unless you're shooting across a hill and you don't know where to hold. I'll try that buffalo again. I'll hold a little higher. Not only enough to hit him, but maybe I hit him up high enough he'll fall. He's pretty heavy. There we go. Got him high enough, I guess. That turkey needs to be hit over there. He's a little smaller. Boom. I'll ring the bell. Can I shoot one more mag before I let you go? So y'all that have these, you know about them, more about them, share what you know, what your experience has been. She got the shortened slide lock, it's flush with that. Your front serrations, which I rarely use. I don't really put my hand up there much, but it's kind of cool. And another thing, that I like, I know lefties, I know your plight. I can relate. Being 6'8", lots of things are not suitable for me, but I love not having the ambi safeties up there because they're in the way. They hit my knuckles, a thing. I mean, if it was just there, hanging there, like there was some little nub up here that didn't really matter one way or the other, it'd be one thing. But for some reason on the ambi safeties, they catch my knuckle over here, and they're just really in the way. So, it doesn't have the full-length guide rod. It's just really just what the doctor ordered in terms of a 1911. Doesn't get much better. It's got everything I like, nothing I don't like, really. So, hard to beat. All right, we'll shoot a little bit more and I'll let you go. Nighthawk Custom. All right, that's who built it. That's who built it. I'll put it in the holster again. And I'll just come out and act like I could shoot. How's that? Boom. And, there's a old paint can. I got one more magazine. Yeah, it does have a nice trigger. So I'm going to pepper something. I don't know what to pepper. Maybe the cowboy. He needs to be peppered. Don't you think? Let me get one more mag. I really wanted to play with the trigger. Yeah, I'm going to go to the burn barrel. All right. When you got a light trigger, you can really pump them out. There you go. You can pretend you're full auto almost, right? So the Nighthawk Custom, my 2018 Christmas present. John was just a little late getting it to me, okay? In fact, it probably was not even built in 2018 Christmas, but that's okay. So I appreciate his buying me this, most of it, part of it, for Christmas 2018. And I don't think there was anything else, any other lies. I was going to tell you about it. It comes in a nice zippered pack that you can actually use, take it to the range. I was going to have it on the table. I didn't, rather than some useless box. And brought what do you call it, a bushing wrench came with it, a polymer bushing wrench, which you really need to use to take it down. It seems like it might be getting close to the point, maybe even after today, but after another few hundred rounds, I might not need that bushing wrench to take it down. I hope. As I've said before, now this is a really nice pistol. I'm not going to badmouth it or any of these really high, well fit, high dollar custom 1911s, but I really don't have any use for one that is extremely difficult to break down. And this one's not too bad. It's getting better, and I'm going to be really pleased after a few more hundred rounds. I think it's going to be just like taking apart my old Colt or whatever, I think, because I don't see the added benefit in accuracy, not standing and shooting the way I do. So I would just soon be able to turn it up and press it and move it around, take it apart without too much fuss. And I think it's going to get to that point. So if not, I'll get out my Dremel tool and make sure that happens. Right, yeah, right now the guys at, or whoever, gals, guys, people at Nighthawk are, oh yeah, everyone's your warranty, if there is one. So anyway, just kidding. But it's about broken in to the point where it's going to be nice to take apart, I think, and we might do that in a chapter or two, okay? So the Nighthawk Custom, they make great 1911s, as I always say. You don't have to carry a 1911. It might be the last firearm you'd ever carry, just like a Colt single action or something. But piece of history, this design, and fun, so much fun to shoot if you like to shoot, okay? So just something that you need to experience sometime is shooting a 1911 if you have never done that before. And shooting one with a really nice trigger and it feels good is even a better experience. Maybe you can have that experience someday, okay? So glad y'all came out to watch tonight. Glad you didn't talk too much and you kept it kind of low so I could focus on my shooting, because you know how I'm always focused like a laser beam, right? Yeah, right. Life is good.
Oh yeah, that's better. This is a great gun for defense. Oh hey, didn't see you guys there. While I've got you here, I want to remind you of our friends over at Talon Grips and Ballistol. Talon Grips makes grips, can you believe it, for all different types of firearms. You can get rough texture or more of a rubberized texture. It just sticks right on there. You know, really affordable, really cool option to improve the grip for your handguns or rifles. So please check them out at talongungrips.com. You'll be glad you did. And also Ballistol. Dad has been using Ballistol for many years. It's a cleaner and a lubricant, and it's non-toxic. It works really great, and we're happy to have them on board since it's been a part of our shooting endeavor for a very long time. So go to ballistol.com, talongungrips.com, and also while you're out there, I'm juggling all these things here. Also, while you're on the internet, please do check out our other social media like Hickok45 on Facebook. There's also Hickok45 on Twitter, The Real Hickok45 on Instagram. There's a John_Hickok45 on Instagram where I do some things. There's Hickok45.com. You can find us also on Gunstreamer. So check out all that stuff and then watch more videos.